So starting with clean, dry skin, and also primed it with Cryolin's Foam Pro Shield Barrier Foam. I'm positioning my pre-painted gelatine pieces that I got from Nimba Creations. They was painted with FX Skin Illustrator and then also topped with Miron's Ash Powder. So, there you go, I'm putting the foam on now actually. Also ignore the bit over my lip, I had a cold sore, so it's my way of hiding the cold sore to layer the makeup on top. So yes, once I've actually put Prosaid onto the skin and onto the prosthetic, I then hold the place, kind of positioning the nose area first and foremost before then pressing it into the areas around the nose and around the eyes, and then do the outside after. So yeah, as I was saying, the piece was painted with like blood tones and orangey tones and the black tones basically. So this does go into my hair, which doesn't matter because later on I do add some gelatine to that area. So I'm just using a bit of Prosaid just around the edges, just to make sure it is flat and stuck down as much as possible, even though, like I said, I will blend the edges with some gelatine. So the chin piece, same thing, Prosaid's on both pieces because it does work better as a contact adhesive. So the pieces are quite large. I think it was made on a man, but I thought I'd still apply it on me for a bit of fun. So just applying extra glue in the areas that need it. And then, as usual, normal standard, what I do is I go around the edges with either Prosaid or some Pro Bondo. That's to blend any edges that are going to be important. And then I can also just go in with some witch hazel and try and blend away any of the edges as well. So using a cream paint from I think it's the Makeup Forever, the one with all the different colour creams in. So I'm using the black and red from that and trying to just go along with the similar pattern from the face, and obviously same with the nose. And I was looking at some reference pictures, although you can tell this isn't exactly a realistic look. It is a little bit more a mythical version of a burn. So here we're going now with the gelatine. So I'm starting with the skin tone colour first, and that's my base tone. So I'm going around all the edges, and you can go over the hair with gelatine because you can wash it out immediately using shampoo and conditioner, and it melts down because obviously gelatine does, when you heat it up, it gets to this liquidy format. Otherwise it will be a gel kind of product, a hard gel. So yeah, I'm going in it, and be careful as well because it can get too hot. But yeah, it's brilliant stuff for the hair because it, like I said, it can just wash straight out. So I'm just trying to blend the edge, just trying to get a base tone, trying to hide the hair texture, trying to imitate as if I was bald really, or the hair had obviously burnt away. And ignore me trying to have a drink there. The lip did keep coming off a little bit, so it needed a lot more glue there. So again, just adding the gelatine over my body, trying to make the look a bit consistent. Using a spatula, which is a great tool for this. And these gelatines were, let me see if I can find the tube. I was just going to say, I think it's what brand is it, Graftobian or something like that. Graftobian, I can't remember. Oh, here it is, yeah, Graftobian FX gelatine, and it was a set of a skin tone one and a blood one, which you'll see soon. So I'm just going into some extra details. That's a bone tone from the FX Skin Illustrator. So now I'm just going over it with the blood tone gelatine. It was a lot more bright red than I'd have liked. But later on I'll try and fix that anyway, as you'll see. But it made the look a bit more cohesive. I didn't need to put a bowl cap on, which would have been really time consuming. And I didn't need to sculpt any pieces. This was my way of trying to just blend the face prosthetic in with everything else quickly as a fun look on myself. So this one, oh yeah, I thought before I did that, I forgot that I wanted to make the skin and the burn look a bit yellow. It's like that yellowy, orangey tone coming through. I didn't want it to look too skin tone because obviously with the face, I don't hardly have any skin tone on there. So I just went in for that to change the layer of it all. It's all about layering the colours and tones and textures. Yeah, for some reason this red one was really hard to get out. the bottle. Like the skin one you see, like, was really liquidy, whereas the blood one was just a lot harder, but it added a great effect, as you can see. Like with this, you haven't got to be too neat. I'm using the spatula a little bit to go back and forth as well, which lift up the blood and make it not all one flat tone. So now I'm going in with a black gelatine. So this is my own homemade one, and it was made from the gelatine, prosthetic gelatine from, let me have a look at the bottle because it's here. It says KM Effects, and all I added was some black mist airbrush paint into it, and it gave it this beautiful rich black colour. So that's an easy way to colour your gelatine if you can't get hold of food colouring. I know it doesn't match perfect with the face, and if this was a look for a film or a client, maybe a client for Halloween, I wouldn't mind, but a professional kind of corporate, I would not use this route, because gelatine under heats and sweat and stuff can come off so easily. And also it doesn't go with the face that much, although like the colouring and stuff does come in. It does look good for the purpose of us just filming at home, but realistically it doesn't match too great, I know that. So I might get some criticism from people. But anyway, going over now, I'm going over with the Miron ash powder, the charged ash powder, and I'm just putting some back into the face, but then also just over the gelatine to try and make it look a bit more matte. And there I am going in with a product called Charge from Makeup, Maekup, and that's actually putting some of the gloss into the face one. So the face was too matte and the body's too glossy, so it was trying to bring them both to a unison. Because yeah, with burns you'll actually see that some of the skin, it can look wet and raw, so that's why I didn't mind when it looked too glossy. I'm just using my finger there, going in with a lot more of the ash. So with the skin here, I must have cut it out. I've gone in with some Vaseline to make it look wet and glossy, and then in this bit here I'm using yellow pussy filler, which is like a gross pussy colour, so I'm just adding it into some places. And then I've added some blood into the red definition areas as well, just to try and match my chest. Now I'm using a black mouth effects products for a bit of fun. My daughter had a little play too, she loves this stuff. And then a vape smoke for effect. So I hope you like it anyway. It's just something different to play with, something cool, very spooky for Halloween. Yeah, just showing it in different lights, different angles. It does look quite creepy actually. It does look quite burnt. And here's the fun bit, the taking it off. I really do not enjoy taking off makeup. Especially like when it's all in my hair for days in a row and staying around my eyes and nose. I do feel sorry for my clients. But again, just different light and a different angle.